So continuing with our discussion on operator precedence parsing, let us look at the parsing algorithm. So far what we have seen is that we have a grammar which we assume it is operator grammar. If it is not operator grammar, you have to convert it into an operator grammar. And then next we construct this table which is known as the operator precedence table or the operator relation table. Now comes the actual parsing. So for this we have two things. We have the stack again and we have an input buffer. We have the input buffer. So in the input buffer we keep the string that we are trying to parse. So say my string which I am trying to parse is this, id plus id into id, and the last symbol would be the $sign. And in the stack we will initialize the stack by putting a dollar here. So this is the dollar is the top of the stack. This is the top of the stack. This is the next input symbol. This is the next input symbol. Now by looking at these two, that is TOS, top of the stack, and next input, by looking at this pair and the table that we had created in the earlier step, based on this we will make certain decisions. So what are these decisions? If this pair TOS and next input, if this particular pair in the table, the cell contains less than symbol, this symbol, then what we are going to do, we are going to push the input symbol that we have here, the next input symbol, that means this input symbol, we are going to push it to the top of the stack. Okay, and then we are going to advance the pointer. We are going to advance the next pointer, it will point to the next one. If this set, that is TOS next input pair, if the cell is greater than, then what we are going to do, then we are going to pop the element from the top of the stack. So this is basically a reduce step. We are going to reduce that particular symbol to its non-terminal. So two options, push and pop. And then if it is, we get $, then it is accept. Then we accept the string. So this is the very simple algorithm for parsing. So initialize the stack to $, place the input in the input string to be in the input buffer, look at the pair TOS and next input. If it is less than, then push the input element to the stack. If it is greater than, then you pop the element at the top of the stack and move, in both cases, move the pointer to the next one. So let us see. Let us work this out with our input. So let me just clear up this. So I start with my ID plus ID into ID and $. And this is my stack. So I start with $. This is the top of the stack. So now my pair is $ID. So if I look at the table, I'll find $, and ID. So $, is less than ID. So what we are going to do, $, is less than ID. So we are going to push to the stack. So I'll have $ID here, and inputs I will have plus ID into ID $. Okay. Next I have element at the top of the stack is ID. Next input element is plus. So ID and plus. So ID and plus, you know, this is nothing but your ID is greater than plus. If you see, ID is greater than plus. So what we will do? We will reduce or pop. Let me write reduce. So reduce. So let me also write pop here. Reduce or pop. So ID will be popped from here. And I'm left with plus star ID dollar. Okay. So basically what we have done is we have reduced ID. If I can write it here. What we had done, we had this ID plus ID into ID. So we had made a reduction like this. Remember, this is a bottom-up parser. So we are going, starting from the leaf nodes, we are constructing the tree. So we have done this particular step we had done now. So that was, now we will look at dollar and plus. Dollar and plus, next symbol is dollar plus. So dollar plus is, dollar is less than plus, so push. So dollar is there, plus comes in. Then I have ID into ID dollar. Okay, now I have plus, element at the top of the stack now is plus, and then I have ID. So plus and ID. So this is, plus is less than ID. So again push. So dollar plus ID appears here. I have multiply ID dollar left. Okay. Now I have ID and star. Okay. So ID is greater than star. So pop or reduce. So I'll be left with dollar plus. And here I have star ID dollar. So what we have done now, we have reduced the second ID. So the second ID, we have reduced it to E. Next, now my pair is plus, top of the stack, multiply. So plus is less than multiply. So plus is less than multiply. So we are going to push. So dollar plus star, and I have ID dollar here. Okay. Next I have star and ID. So star is again less than ID. So push dollar plus star ID. I'm left with dollar. Now I have ID dollar. So ID is greater than dollar, so pop. So I have dollar plus star this. So we have done one more reduction, this E. Next we have now star and dollar. Star and dollar. So I will just rub this portion. I'll just write it here. So I have star and dollar. So star and dollar, star is greater than dollar. So we are going to pop. So what am I left with? In the stack I have dollar and plus. Dollar and plus. So what we have done is we have used this production. We have done this reduction. Now again we are left with plus and dollar. So this is also plus is greater than dollar. So pop dollar and dollar. So we are going to reduce. So what we have done now, E plus E, we have E. So now you have dollar and dollar, dollar and dollar. So you have accept. we accept. So this is how the parsing takes place in operator precedence parsing. So you can say that in this way, bottom up, from the bottom we have moved up till we get the start symbol. So this is your operator precedence parsing. Now if you look at this example, you can see that here I had only this many number of operators. So you may, in any programming language, you may have hundreds of operators and these non-terminals. So in such a situation, your table size becomes very big. So if you have, like here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 by 6. This is a 6 by 6. 36 cells. So this is one disadvantage of this operator precedence parsing, that is the table size increases with the increase in the number of operators. So if you have too many operators, the size will be bigger. So there is another method which is known as the operator precedence function method, which reduces the size of the table. But we leave it for another discussion, and you can try to find out more about the operator precedence function method of creating the table. So that table will have a smaller size as compared to this one. But there also there is a disadvantage. The disadvantage is that there ID, this error that we can see here, ID and ID, this error term is not taken into account into the operator precedence function method. So that could be a disadvantage of that. So that is all about operator precedence parsing.